to my little brother who just had his first son, and it is a junior, so I'm super excited, and I am here in Vegas to meet my new nephew if I am able. He was a little bit early, but he is okay otherwise, so we are going to toast at the beginning to that. Super excited. And then it is also my cousin's birthday, so we'll be going out tonight and tomorrow and then heading home. Hope you all are having a wonderful weekend. Okay, so let's get started on this hair. So what do I want to talk about this evening? I would like to talk about the world of BBW. Let me tell you why I want to talk about this particular topic, right? So I am a plus size girl, even with weight loss. I'm a plus size girl. I'm always going to be a plus size girl, and I am absolutely okay with that, okay? Let me tell you where my concerns come in with that. Just like everything else, now because it's the thing to do to support BBW and body positivity and all that good stuff, I'm super excited about that, but I'm not really too thrilled about the particular angle that I have been seeing it taking. So first, you just have to be honest, right? Because that's what we do here. We're honest. We have those conversations that people don't want to have because they don't want to hurt people's feelings. Well, I can't because I am a BBW, so I can have that conversation, right? The whole doing too much thing. I feel like with the BBW thing, I personally feel like there are a lot of groups and brands, if you will, being created for body positivity and doing all these great and wonderful things with like exotic dancing, burlesque, just really enjoying and celebrating our bodies. And I think that is a beautiful thing. It has probably contributed, I will say, to the way that I am able to express myself now also. We know, or I want you to know, that one of the reasons why the Melanin Madame brand was created was because I've kind of lived my whole life trying to be as much as possible, no saint or anything like that, on the straight and narrow and doing things the way I thought I should do them, X, Y, and Z, right? But being a woman is a beautiful thing. You have the right to enjoy the beauty of your body and enjoy, when it is appropriate, because I do have some of the younger people listening to us, or listening to me, when it is appropriate, being able to enjoy intimacy and things like that. And now there's more portraits where you are, showing off your body a little bit and just really celebrating the curves and the dents and the devils that God has given us as women, right? So there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's beautiful. It's a long time coming, if you will, or coming back, because back in the day, being plus size wasn't focused on as much as like the social media and editorial photo shoots and editorial images and things like that came about, right? I think that we should celebrate it, but what I think is just like I would say for, if you're any size, celebrating your body, I think that you should respect your body, and there's a lot of negative connotation coming around plus size in particular, because that's what the topic is about. Plus size women sharing their bodies and being in these different spaces, right? So something that happened to me is now that I am posting pictures and living in my new vision, if you will, I guess, of what I would like for my life to be like as an adult, as a woman, and all of those things, and sharing and expressing myself creatively with my body. There have been men that are, in my inbox. That's not anything special or anything abnormal, but I don't like the things that are being said. So one person asked me questions began to go into like kind of like, I don't want to say what the exact question was, but kind of went into like that bigger women will do anything because we are presumed to have low self-esteem, and that we'll do anything to keep a man. First of all, if you know me in real life, prior to my husband, where it should happen, I wouldn't even fight for a relationship or stick it out. You do something and I'm out. Like, I don't need to stay around and see anything. I've never done anything that I would regret. I've never done anything that I feel is extra. Hell, there are some things I probably could do that I don't, and I just haven't yet. But I say that to say I don't like the way that these groups and things are going, because the women that are in these groups, they are contributing to how we are perceived, right? So yes, you can do whatever you want to do. You really can. But in my personal opinion, as a plus size woman also, and a bigger plus size woman before, I personally think, based on behavior and like kind of a feeling that I'm getting, is that more is being done to gain approval, to gain attention, and it's really not the right direction that we should be going in. Just like anything that we do, we have to be a little more responsible with the message that we put out there and the different things that we do. I don't necessarily think that people should do so many things openly, because like, what are you saving for your husband? Some of these same women, I did a little searching, and just to look at the different profiles and brands of these women, and I did it at random, nobody that I even knew, to see like when they're posting their video half naked, twerking, definitely Meg Thee Stallion-ish, did their words match what they wrote on their page, if you will? And it kind of didn't. And I don't mean as in like, we all have, go back and forth with all these different things in the way that we feel. And sometimes something can be ignited from something that just happened, things like that. It was pretty consistent that most of these women, sadly, they wanted to have a husband and that one person that they could do all of these things with, but yet they're doing them now expressively, but that doesn't match. If it's something that you don't mind doing before marriage and all of those things, then okay, I get it. But if you truly want to save yourself, save something of yourself for marriage, then stick to it. You don't have to do these things to get attention. Like, some of those girls, I'm looking at them like, oh my gosh, I wish I looked like her because she has this, and there's nothing wrong with that, to admire another woman. Women have a lot to admire. God did his thing when he put us together, honey, because we have curves, we have beautiful faces, we have soft skin, the Mother Nature spirit about us, all of these wonderful things, and those things are being lost in translation for BBW women, because it is automatically presumed, if you see a picture of us expressing ourselves and enjoying our body, then it's automatically presumed that we will do anything, and that we're putting ourselves out there for attention, if you will. And hell, another thing you'll know about me, if you know me in real life, is that I am super shy. Me doing these type of things is me stepping out, is me coming into the adult Asia, the Asia that, to the best of my ability, did things according to what my limits were. I wouldn't even say what was right, because I can't tell somebody else what's right. All I can tell you is that what I am feeling based on what, the women are saying versus what it looks like they're saying that they want. Those things don't align, and it's not helping the rest of us that are BBWs to it's not helping the rest of us, because now we're getting this attention, and I have some more trust added. This is so thick. We're getting this attention, and instead of truly admiring our bodies and seeing us as, I am a woman too, I am beautiful too, and yes, it is a too, because it's not always that we are treated the same as everybody else. There's a lot of things that are said when you are plus size that are totally inappropriate. Like, she's bigger, she must be able to cook, or if she's bigger, she's gonna be at home, kind of like the safe person to date. Well, some of these BBWs, now I do like it for this reason, some of these BBWs, honey, like, I probably can do all of that, and you can buy me a car, you can do this for me, like any other woman. And if this is what you want from me, this is what you're going to do to get this from me. Now, in any relationship, is a give and take. And so I appreciate and like seeing that women that are plus size are like more outwardly confident, not just around our own groups, but even here in Vegas, walking around. When I came out in the summer, honey, listen, it was girls that was plus size that I didn't see nothing but strings and things. And if that's what they want to wear, that's what they want to wear. But just ensure that you don't lose the respect part. And for those people that are not clear, it's just another woman appreciating her body and doing some of the things she wants to do. If she wants to be a stripper, a burlesque dancer, a swimsuit model, all of those things, she can do those things. And those things do not mean that you can disrespect her, do not mean that she is desperate and willing to do whatever. It doesn't mean that she's seeking attention. It means that she's just a woman, just like everybody else. Commend them or commend us when you see us stepping out of what you have seen us do before, for the ones for people that that are plus size. Encourage them to explore their bodies, encourage them to appreciate where they are. If it's not something that they want to stay in, like if they get weight loss surgery or something like that, that's their business. I just really don't understand why all of the negative connotations are there and all the negative beliefs and treatment is there. That I don't understand. I do know that some of these groups are bringing negative attention in that way, but where it is believed that it could go to this certain extent, that part I don't get, because like a conversation that I was having with my mom is I was telling her that I don't like the way a particular person was being treated, and she was like, well, Asia, that person have to see it for themselves, and that person, everybody has their limits, everybody could deal with something. And I said, no, Mom, I know that. It's like, no, that's not what I mean. I mean that when are we going to stop victimizing the victim, if you will? So when somebody does something to somebody, and then the first thing we say is, well, they're only going to do what you let them do. Well, when do we start identifying that that's also their character? How did your character allow you to do that to somebody? Because that's what that also shows, right? How you treat somebody just because you are able to, that is a reflection of your character. I don't think that it's fair to victimize the victim, because we are told things like, when you love somebody, you forgive them, stick by people, be ride or die, all of these things. So if that's the case, then are you allowing them to do it? At first, are you allowing them to do it, or are you trying to stick by them and think, okay, this is a rough patch, especially if it's somebody who never did certain things before, and then they do that particular thing, then yeah, you should stick it out with that person. But I don't think that is fair to victimize the victim, because if everybody just gave up the first time somebody did something, then where would that leave us, right? So it's the same way with BBWs, even if we don't got it right yet, because this is a new space for some, and I would say actually a lot, because even the ones that have been doing it to this point, it looks a whole lot different now. It's a whole lot more limelight and focus and acceptance. It just sounds so weird saying being accepted because you're plus size. Like, that sounds really weird to me. But it also has felt really weird to me my whole life. But this is a new space, so if it's not being done right, give it some time to be worked out. Don't just jump straight on the bandwagon of being disrespectful. And to the BBWs that are doing too much, some of you know that you're doing too much, and that in turn is going to cause it to be a lot harder for the rest of us, and being met with those type of messages and that type of those type of insults, because it is about what they think we will do because we're expressing ourselves now, or more comfortable expressing ourselves. Because I don't want to take it away. This is so irritating. I don't want to take it away that some have been doing it for a while, but I just don't think that you're helping it. And I know that you probably like the attention. It does feel good to have that acceptance, and for all of these things to be highlighted now, and for be in magazines and be in videos, and not just as the plus size girl with a skinny man next to you, and it's some meme being funny, or somebody that can't believe that you got that date or that husband, or sometimes even that job because you are plus size. Ladies, let's take our time and get it right. We don't want to ruin it for the ones coming up behind us. Yes, you can still enjoy yourself sexually. I just didn't know that. Like, when did we start having to express that like it's on a flyer or something? Like, hey, date me because I hang upside down, or hey, date me because I do this, that, or the other. Why does it have to be so public? Maybe that's what it is. Why is that public information? Unless, you're a sex therapist, you're giving a class or something like that. But just for it to be the way that you run your particular group, or your events, or the way that you carry yourself, I don't like it, because the rest of us that have to deal with that, those questions are very, very disrespectful, and it doesn't feel good at all. It's almost like those ones that still feel like they're doing you a favor by talking to you because you're plus size. The way that they talk to you is very, very disrespectful. But possibly certain ones of us didn't feed into it and didn't create that narrative that all we are here for, or all that we are celebrating, now that we are plus size, like as if we just started having sex and just started being attractive and all those things. And that is definitely not true. It is just more in, I would say, the entertainment space, where it is something that is sought after more in the different businesses that are coming out. There are ones that focus specifically on BBW. It's even a whole popular hashtag now, and I put it into my hashtag creator, and it came up with like all these popular hashtags, and you can see like how many people use them and all that good stuff. But all of that came up in there. I don't think that a lot of them, and I say them, I guess yes, but it's not me, but I can say that's if you want me to, are you're not doing it because, oh, I'm cool with this, oh, I don't mind, this is what I want to do. Because if you have the opportunity to do it the way, with the same type of attention, if you celebrated your body and could post a picture, but somebody didn't think that you were easy and they didn't come at you only for sex, and they wanted to take you on a date, and they wanted to learn about you, and they wanted to invest their time in you and see you outside of that space and focus on you outside of just your body, I know that you would jump on it, because just like anybody else, just like any other thing that we fight in this world, as a black person, as a woman, period, and then as a plus size woman, you just want the same treatment as everybody else, because it just is really insane to me that we even have to have these type of conversations. But what I don't want is for my beautiful BBW sisters to lose sight of what is happening right now. What is happening right now is there is a spotlight. What is happening right now is, no, there weren't spaces, but there are spaces being created by some business owners and some people that are bold enough to want to open certain types of businesses. What I want to say is, walk through those doors with grace. Really evaluate what you are doing and how you are doing it, and is that the image that we want out there for us? If we want to be respected like the Skinny Club or all of those things, that can happen. I know it for sure because it happened for me. So I know that it can happen, but you have to portray yourself that way. If you portray yourself like you're down for anything, then that's all they're going to see, just like anything else. So be maybe a little bit more responsible with how you conduct yourself in these particular groups, in these particular spaces. And it's not an everyday thing, right? Some of these things that are fun, they should be just for fun. It's not a lifestyle. Because if you have the choice, I'm pretty sure that you would go the other route, because we've seen it happen way too many times. And it's okay to live in your truth. It's okay to say, to yourself, because the truth only matters to yourself. You're the one that needs to change these things so that you are treated appropriately, and in turn, the rest of us are treated appropriately. We set the standard for how people treat us, right? And so I'm talking to us right now. Be honest with yourself. You're not doing it because you want to. You're doing it because you like the attention, and it feels good. And then, maybe a little bit of it you might be doing because you just really want to. Want to wild out for a little bit. But consider what the long-term effects of some of those decisions are. Consider the message that you're putting out and attaching it to BBW. Consider those things, because that's something that we are trailblazing right now. We are setting the tone, and we want to make sure that the message that is being portrayed and what they hear from us is what we really want them to hear in the end. We want this to be our stamp in how we build out how the BBW community is being treated, especially, I can only speak for the women. I don't know what men have issues. I don't know if they have issues, but I do know I don't like what I'm seeing from our side down to the way that people are treating each other in these groups, because the groups are kind of small. It's just starting out a lot of this stuff, right? So the groups is kind of small. So everybody knows everybody. So you know what that means. Whatever you do, I'll just leave it at that. It's no different than anything else. So let's take our time. Let's enjoy. I am super proud of the ones before me that maybe posted that picture, and when I saw it, I thought, I think I could do that. For the one that, you know, I may have reached out to and they had that conversation with me, and I thought to myself, okay, I'll try that. I won't be scared. I won't be nervous. That's called the fake it till you make it, because I'm telling y'all, my photo shoots up ready to pass out. I do. I can't take it. But learning to be in a new space that is not normal for us, meaning our pictures being admired when we have on that lingerie tube, that's a different space as far as watched from social media, not just in some regular book. So enjoy it. Be careful how you behave in those spaces. No different than if somebody posed for Playboy. They got to be careful how they behave. And when I say behave, I don't mean it like that. Be careful the things that you subject yourself to. Be careful the standard that you set, the message that you're giving off when you meet up with men, when they reach out to you, and things like that. Because what we definitely don't want is for it to become some type of fetish. We know that it is, the norm to be that all of us are looked at as a fetish, because I'm not a fetish. I'm a woman. Just a woman. Just a regular woman. I don't want somebody to abuse me because I'm plus size, because in the event that I can get back smaller, let me tell you, baby, I am. Okay? So I don't want to lose people in my life because they only like me for the things that I do because I'm plus size, right? But that is all that I kind of wanted to talk about today. That's been something that has been bothering me lately, but not in a bad way. Bothering me in that I was like, dang, I don't want to see us go down this route, because I see the popularity of this growing, or awareness, people celebrating us, people admiring and appreciating the ones that are courageously doing certain things. So I wanted to continue to stay positive. If you are in that particular space where your brand or whatever is that, much like I make it very clear that yes, I can motivate people, but I'm not like a motivational speaker. I'm more so just sharing my life, some of the things that I've gone through, some things that I noticed, my opinion on them, how I got through them, how I didn't get through them. That's it. Just sharing what happened for me, and if it works for you or my opinion works for you, you can continue doing what you're doing, bringing topics to me or tuning in and listening to what I have to say. But I'm not a professional by it. Well, I gotta stop down talking myself. So I am a professional, and I am trained to do some of these things, but what I mean is all my answers are not right. I'm not here to be the know-all, say-it-all, or one of those people that say, if you don't do this, you're not a woman. If you don't do that, you're not a man, because that may not be important to you and your partner. Who am I to tell you that that's it? All I can tell you is what works for me. So if you think the same way that I think, and you're trying to get to a destination that maybe I've been to and through, and you trying to get there too, then I will be the person to listen to. Other than that, I'm not God. God is the only one who has all the right answers. But I digress. So that is it for me. I am not all the way done, but I only came to talk while I was doing my hair. So I'm going to finish this up and then do my makeup. So hope you all have a wonderful week. Get plenty of exercise, or don't drive your car because gas too high in California. But that's it for me. So we toasted at the beginning to my brother and his new baby, and we are also going to toast to the world evolving and media being more accepting of plus size women. And thank you for the love and support, even for those people that have reached out to me that know me and know that this was a space that was hard for me, and they supported me through it and not been judgmental. I appreciate it. And for those people that have given me tips and just different things like that, I really appreciate it. All the feedback, all the questions, and that is it. So have a wonderful night, and toast to being round royal. Good night.
Ready, sir? Okay.
Breaking news. We come to you now with